Hi everyone, welcome to Board of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not. We're joining Floppy the Meanie from 1AR clan as he puts a shot into a mouse in a bit of a precarious situation on fjords. This is going to be a double shot of FV4005 Mark II action. This, of course, that's the newer of the two British tank destroyers at tier 10. Floppy the Meanie Devil, or the Meanie Cat, one of the two. Floppy the Meanie Cat from 1AR clan. He also streams on Twitch under the name Floppy the Meanie Devil. That's why I'm getting it mixed up. There'll be a link in the video description below. His team are in a world of trouble in this all tier 10 game on fjords. Floppy the Meanie Cat is platooned up with his old mate Benny the Bot, also from 1AR clan, and Blaze from 1AR. Benny the Bot in the Batchat 25T, Blaze in the grill, and Blaze is kicking back with Floppy in an area where tank destroyers often kick back and relax on fjords in the southeast corner, the little peninsula in the southeast, if you like. And here's Floppy the Meanie aiming towards the Object 260. Did I mention I've got one of those? I'm not sure if I did. I have got one of those now. Anyway, Floppy the Meanie Devil puts in his second shot of damage into the Object 260. Brings his total damage up to 1,337. Got a little bit of assisted there. Spotting damage on the Object 260, but with the score on 2.8. A quick look at the mini-map, there's just red everywhere. Of course, there's three allied tanks up there, including Benny the Bot. This Batchat's going back to the garage. That's my old mate, the Flying Elite from Pyroclad. He won't be too happy. He was looking at a pretty good game himself. He was on 2 kills, and of course, he got derped with this big gun, 182.9mm. Armor-piercing rounds, 1,150 damage, 310 penetration. Of course, 1750 with the Hesh rounds for only 230 penetration. That Object 260 proving to be a right royal pain in the ass on this little southeast peninsula, going after Blaze as well as Floppy the Meanie Devil. There's no artillery, so they're not too scared about artillery dropping turds on their heads. But the score is 310. They are down by 7 tanks. Only 5 tanks remaining, up against 12 enemy tanks. Let's see what can happen here. You can see Benny the Bot putting a bit of pain into the action. Blaze copping a shot there for 687, possibly 687. Wonder what that would have been. Maybe the grill, maybe the E4. Hard to say. 310 to score. Floppy the Meanie Devil on 1720 damage done, 297 assisted damage. And let's just see what he can do. He's a very, very good player, Floppy the Meanie Devil. Let's see what he can do here. What he can do is send Wilson, or Wisson, the TVP, back to their garage. Of course, Blaze at the same time picked up the kill on the final Clan Wars, the final personal mission reward tank, the Object 260. That makes it back to 510. So it's still, it's 5 versus 10 now instead of 5 versus 12. I guess that's a little bit better, as Floppy, continuing with armor-piercing rounds, penetrates the E100 for 1,262 damage. He's down to 155 hit points. He needs to be the one they get rid of pretty soon. Blaze does the honours, gets rid of the E100, as stewiejp has a little bit of a sneezing fit whilst recording this video. 710 to score now. Floppy on 3,837 hit points of damage. 710. They're down by just 3 tanks now. Remember, they were down by about nearly 10 tanks. Not 2. I think they were down by 8 tanks when at its worst. I think it was 12 versus 5. Now it's 4 versus 7. Make it 4 versus 6. Is this doable? Benny the Bot unfortunately went down in the north to the Death Star, the FV215B183. Floppy the Meanie is on to 3,837 damage, 297 assisted damage. He's got 2 kills. Of course, he's going to need to get more than 2 kills. That Object 430, it must be said, doing a great job. Good dog, Object 430 up there. Keeping vision in the north. There's also an Object 268 up there who I think is just out of Floppy's vision. And Floppy's, Floppy is advising him to come back. Now, the enemy E100, Beaver B14, just team killed the Grill 15 on the enemy team. Now, of course, that's going to help. But let's see what Beaver 14 from SAS1 clan. He's platooned up with his mate, Crispy Cool, in the Object 268. That's the FV215B183. Oh, Floppy will be rubbing his hands together here. There you go. Critical hit. Didn't actually get any damage on that FV. That was with the armor piercing rounds. Of course, the armor piercing rounds sometimes they bounce, and that's why a lot of people like the Hesh. Floppy advising the 430 just to draw him back, just suck him in to come down, and there's two TDs back here who could both pretty much one-shot him. In the end, the Object 430 does it himself and gets the kill on the other British tank destroyer. 11-12's the score now, 3 versus 4, and Floppy looking at this E100. He gets him for 1159 damage. That was the mouse, sorry, I should say. Takes the mouse down to 181. Hopefully that Object 430 is looking at the mouse. Looks like he might have just fired towards him. That mouse only on 181 hit points. There's the Object 268. Crispy cool. Floppy will be saying thank you. This will be an easy kill, hopefully, or at least a decent amount. Take 1116 damage, leaves him on 40 hit points. That gives him 6,112 damage as he pulls back. And of course, the E100 and the mouse, all they need to do is roll over on these two. They could just roll over and push them straight into the drink. The E100 clearly going for Floppy, but he's firing high explosive. Only got him for 492 hit points. Floppy doesn't care. He's just going to look at this guy and say, sorry man, you lost that battle. Now if that E100 Beaver B14 Destroyer 2, if he had to fight a normal round and it penetrated, he certainly would have killed Floppy the Meanie Cat and sent him back to the garage. Floppy now on 7,106 damage. 4 minutes left on the clock timer as observed by the Object 268. 13-12, they're actually winning now. Just a mouse and a T-57 is left. There's the T-57. Is the T-57 aiming towards Floppy? It looks like he just fired. He shoots him and critical hits him. Got a little bit more assisted damage there into the auto-loading T-57 Heavy. That's Pokey. Pokey used to be in 1AR clan as well. Where is he now? Anyway, in the end, the 430 kills the mouse, and somehow Floppy the Meanie Devil, Blaze, Benny the Bot, and everyone else who was in that game has turned that one around, and it was looking like a loss all the way. But lucky enough, or not lucky, there was a lot of skill involved in that one. They turned it around. They were down by 8 tanks, I think it was, and they turned that into a victory. Floppy the Meanie Cat getting only a first class in that one. Also got the spotter medal for getting over 1,000 assisted damage. Unusual to get a spotter medal from so far back on Fjords, but he certainly did it when the enemy team were pushing onto their base. The Bruiser medal, 5 for effect, high caliber for doing more than anybody else did. 7,106 hit points of damage, 1150 base experience, 10 shots fired. They all hit, 8 penetrated, 7,106 damage, 1869 assisted damage. And some very interesting scores there. The Object 430 having a brilliant game there, picking up 2,500 assisted damage as well as the top score. Blaze having a ripper as well. Benny the Bot did his job, but unfortunately got pushed over there in the north. And that E100 that was firing he actually top scored for the enemy team. Beaver B from SAS1 clan. Now Floppy made some good credits there. Did have looks like he had clan boosters running as well as a personal reserves on credits. He made just under 75,000 credits with a premium account, but about 55 of that was from boosters. But very, very good game indeed for my old mate Floppy the Meanie Cat from 1AR clan in the FV for 005 Stage 2, the newer of the British tank destroyers. Now what's he going to do here? This time he's on Ensk and he's platooned up with Benny the Bot again, as well as Criticus in the Object 140 and the TVP T5051. This time it's an all tier 10 game, just the same as the last one. And Floppy looks like he's looking down the one line, hoping to maybe get a nice juicy Hesh round into the side of maybe an enemy TD or even a medium tank, which might come running up the one line. Let's see how he goes. You can see he's got Hesh rounds loaded. 1750 damage, 230 pen. Now standard is 310 pen, but less damage, 1150. 0-0 is the score on Ensk, and Floppy the Meanie Cat having a bit of a look down here, waiting for his opportunity to pick up some damage. As I have a mouthful of tea. There he goes. goes, looking towards a few of the enemy tanks there. You can see that. Here's the IS-4. That IS-4 straight back to the garage, but unfortunately, similar to the last game, or similar to the beginning of the last game anyway, a few tanks going down quite early. 1-4 is the score. Floppy the Minicat is the only tank who's got a kill on his team. Unfortunately, Benny the Bot got taken out in that one, and Floppy waiting for that gun to reload. Sticking with the Hesh rounds, looks like he's thinking about switching, but he's also running pudding and tea to try and help the reload as well as the aim time and all that kind of stuff with this big derpy gun. It's like a KV2 at tier 10, the FV4005. Criticus picks up the kill on the Super Conqueror. Of course, he did put another 1,641 damage into the Super Conqueror. He's only fired 2 shots, Floppy the Minicat, for 3,311 damage, and that's because he's got the Hesh rounds, which can do 1,750 damage if they penetrate. It all just depends on how they go. That one, of course, doesn't penetrate. Still does 580 damage into the mouse because it works a little bit like high explosive. And anyway, 7 all the score now. The mouse and the bat chat on the enemy team both go down, and Floppy the Minicat on nearly 4,000 damage, 759 assisted damage. Criticus copping a little bit of attention there from the T110E5. And Floppy gets around there. He wants to get the kill before the mouse does, and of course the mouse is in his way. It doesn't matter. The Conqueror on Floppy's team goes down, and Conqueror and Floppy picks up the kill on the T110E5, evening it up again at 8 apiece. That looked like an artillery shell. The T92 HMC, the tier 10 American artillery piece, just put a very big punch in the face to Floppy the Minicat in the FV4005. Took his gunner, I think it was, which he's fixed with a quick tap of the 4 key. 4,402 damage done by Floppy. 2 kills. 9 all is the score, and he's going back to make sure these enemy tanks don't cap this one out. If you look at the minimap, the 113, the Type 5, Criticus in the TVP, T5051 and the mouse, you'd think they would have those 2 tanks covered, the E50M and the J-Panzer, just because it's 4 versus 2, or even 3 versus 2. Criticus picks up the kill, and they're clearly talking on TeamSpeak. Criticus said, yeah, I've got this, man. Don't worry, hold my beer. He picks up the kill on the Jagdpanzer E100 and puts the team in the lead, 10-9, as Floppy the Minicat goes back towards the centre of the map. He's looking for the AMX-50B as well as the IS-7. The E50M gets spotted over there in the southeast, and Floppy's saying, well, let's go and have a look around here. That Jagdpanzer E100 clearly a little bit scared. He is on full health. I'm not sure why he isn't coming over here to play. If that Jag was over here, or even down here where the IS-7 was last seen, they would own a good 2/3 of the map. But anyway, 10-9 is the score. Somebody's capping. It looks like it might be Criticus, but unfortunately he goes down to the E50M, who remained unspotted down there in the southeast. But you can see where the remaining enemy tanks were last spotted. The 50B, T100 light tank, the IS-7 and the E50M, all spotted down along the 8 line. Of course, Floppy gets spotted here. He's hoping that Jagdpanzer E100 could come along, and if need be, maybe bounce a few shots. Now, the Jagdpanzer E100 indicating that he has been spotted by hitting the help key. At least I guess that's what he means. That's what a lot of people mean when they spam the help key. Puts a shot into the E50M, takes him down to 516 hit points, cops 323 for his trouble. The mouse kills the T92, and of course Floppy will be very happy that that big American artillery piece is now out of this game. 11-10, 5,163 damage done for his 2 kills. He wants the Jag to come and help. That Jagdpanzer E100 is running away like a scared child. I have no idea what he's thinking, that Jag. Why is he not joining this fight? All the enemy tanks are here. He's clearly worried about that T100, I guess. Floppy loses his ASRock, but a quick tap of the 5 key fixes that. I cannot see why that Jagdpanzer doesn't just drive straight into that light tank. Of course, that Jagdpanzer is on full health. The light tank is on about 100. And of course, with Floppy helping him, and these guys coming up from the south, you would hope that this should turn into a win. 12-10 is the score. 5 versus 3. There goes the T100 light tank. Floppy aiming towards the T100 light tank. That's the first shot that he hasn't. That's the first shot that he hasn't landed. Pulls back for the reload. 3 Hesh rounds remaining. 12-10 is the score. The Type 5 Heavy in a little bit of trouble there. Goes down to the IS7. T100 gets taken out by the 113. The mouse kills the AMX 50B. 5,679 damage done by Floppy the Minicat. In the FV4005, 1411 now, just the one tank left, and that's the IS7. Now Floppy, if he wants to survive this, he does not want to get hit by this IS7 because he is down to 205 hit points, but if this one can go through, he'll get the full whack of the full 600 hit points, and he does. That's kill number 4, brings his damage up to over 6,000, and not a bad win in the end. 15-11. Let's have a quick look at the result, and that one certainly is an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for Floppy the Minicat from 1AR Clan in the FV4005 Stage 2. The new British Tier 10 tank destroyer. It's like a KV2 at tier 10, at least that's the way I see it. You also got the Bruiser Medal, fighter, 5 for effect and high caliber. Not as exciting, I guess, as the previous game, but he certainly did his job. 6,290 damage, 4 kills, 1,237 base experience. Only fired 8 shots, 7 hit, they all penned. That's why he got all of that juicy damage. Now that Jag didn't do too bad, but I just cannot see why he didn't just push in. And but anyway, good luck to him. The mouse and the 113 certainly had good games as well, doing over 4,000 damage each, and not a bad result as well. Cost him a few credits there. No boosters running in that one, and of course with the gold ammunition, 40,000 credits down the tubes, but not bad for an ace. And that's 2 pretty good replays featuring the old mate Floppy the Minicat from 1AR in the FV4005. Don't forget to check him out on Twitch. Links will be down there, as long as my Twitch channel and Facebook, I think, as well. Maybe even Discord. Let's have a look. Thank you once again for the replays, Floppy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.